Okay. Hello. I'm gonna try to get to a better location. So I don't know if you guys are gonna hear me well where I am. But let me give you time to come in anyway. This car is turning around. Anyway, let me turn around. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. I just felt like talking about different little things. Different things, different things. Oh, Laurel Hill. Hey there. So I just felt like talking for a little bit. And just to get on live, because it's been a couple of days. I want to tell you something. Unless you are somebody who is completely perfect, a complete soul, with no spot or blemish in you, you you really cannot judge what somebody else does. You really can't. Because you really don't know. You really don't know what you're capable of. You really don't know. Because something can happen in your life where you are taken out of your character. Something can happen in your life where you are taken out of your character. I kind of want to bring this up, but I don't mean anything, really biased. Somebody was talking about a biblical character that lost everything they had, well, basically their family and everything they had, right? But they didn't lose their health. No, actually, they were losing their health. They had boils, okay? And of course, he had questions, but his wife said, "Curse God and die," not him. And he still did not curse God. But that person, and it's okay. I'm just using this as an example. It's nothing towards the person who was saying this, but they were talking about how they're not going to be like Job, and they're not going to curse God. They're talking about how they're not going to be like Job, and they're not going to curse God. Now, Job didn't curse God. His wife said to curse God, and Job never cursed God. But the point I'm making is, even if Job did, you really, some of us learn to be careful judging others in their situations and what they do in a situation. Because Job lost all of his children. Job lost all of his children. He lost everything he had, which I don't think he cared about material stuff anyway. I think he could have lost all the material stuff and he would have been all right. But he lost all his children. But then when he got sick and had those doggone boils, that's when he started to have those questions. Okay, those boils were something nasty. I don't know who wants to walk around with boils. Okay, but with all that, he did not curse God. So this person kind of had the story wrong. He questioned God. He was frustrated, but one thing he did not do was curse God. His wife told him to curse God. But that's not even the point. The point I'm making is that even if he did curse God, you don't want to get into the habit of saying, well, I wouldn't do what that person did. Like, say if he did curse God. And the point I'm making is that when you are in that person's shoes, like going exactly through what that person went through, then you would be able to say what you would and would not do. I don't know too many people who can be in Job's situation and say that they would do better than what he did. They will react. Even if they do react better, you have to be in that person's skin to be able to. You have to know everything about that person. You have to experience everything that person ever experienced, and literally be in their shoes. You'd have to be in their shadow to be able to say what you would and would not do if you were them. Because you really cannot, even if you were to react differently, that person is a completely different person. That's a completely different person. And you never know what could have happened to create them to be the way they are. You really cannot say what you wouldn't. Like, even if I see somebody on the side of the street acting all kinds of, like, talking to themselves, beating on their chest, and like throwing everything to the streets at the cars in the street, and you look and say, "Oh, that person crazy as heck. They crazy. They crazy." You never know what's going on inside. It's like that guy that had those demons cast out of them. That guy that had legion up in them. We call ourselves legion because we are many, right? You never know what's going on inside of somebody to cause them to do the things that they do. You know, the best thing for me though, if it's not for me, I try to stay away from a person that's not, you know, when something is not going to work for me, I just have to stay away from it. But I definitely want to be careful judging. But like if it's type of stuff that I just don't care to be around, you know, you to put myself in danger, I just stay away from it, you know. But but yeah, that's something serious when you get into saying, you know,